You ever notice how everyone keeps saying money doesn't grow on trees, but somehow the people running the world figured out how to shake every damn branch? Yeah, it's amazing. You and I are out here working, saving, hustling, worrying about bills, while the big players are up there in the canopy shaking the whole forest, and all the leaves, the money, just fall into their baskets. Meanwhile, you're standing underneath, holding out your little wallet like, hey, maybe one leaf for me. Nope. They tell you be patient, be smart, invest, work hard, cut your spending, budget your dreams, buy generic cereal, all that nonsense. But have you noticed every time you try to save a little, someone invents a brand new way to separate you from it? You can't go anywhere without someone trying to sell you something. You walk into a grocery store to buy bread, and by the time you leave, you've bought shampoo, batteries, a magazine you'll never read, and a pack of gum you didn't even want. And they make you feel good about it. That's the best part. They don't just take your money, they make you thank them for it. Thank you for shopping with us. Yeah, thank you for bankrupting me with a smile. Every advertisement in this country has one job: make you feel like you're not good enough, not tall enough, not rich enough, not young enough, not happy enough. They don't sell products anymore. They sell insecurity, because the truth is, once they convince you you're missing something, they can sell you anything. They whisper in your ear like a sleazy salesman, you deserve better. And your wallet's in your back pocket screaming, no, you don't. You ever notice how every company uses the same 3 words? Limited time offer. Oh yeah, the oldest trick in the book. They make it sound like the world's ending if you don't buy it now. They've got you in this artificial panic, sweating at the checkout line, thinking, what if I miss out? Miss out on what? Exactly. A $50 candle that smells like anxiety and regret. They've turned marketing into emergency psychology. They don't even sell to your brain anymore. They sell to your panic. And those big stores, you know the ones that smell like plastic and desperation. You walk in for toothpaste and the place is laid out like a psychological maze. They know you don't really need half that junk, so they design the store like it's testing your willpower. Snacks on one side, socks on the other, electronics in the middle, and right by the checkout, candy, magazines, and batteries, because they know you'll break down at the finish line. It's not a store, it's a game show, and you never win, then you've got them all. Oh, them all. The temple of capitalism. They pipe in that upbeat music, keep the air conditioning just right, and suddenly you're walking slower, smiling more, like you're on vacation. The lights are bright enough to make you feel hopeful, but dim enough that you don't notice your financial dignity slipping away. And those sale signs, they're not there to save you money. They're there to hypnotize you. You walk past a 50% OFF sign and your brain stops functioning. You don't even check what it's on. Half off, I'll take 2. 2 of what? I don't know. But it's half off. That's the level of psychological warfare we're dealing with. And you know what's worse. They've convinced you it's your fault when you're broke. They say things like, you need to manage your finances better.
Yeah, sure.
Meanwhile, they're jacking up prices, adding service fees, convenience fees, processing fees. Every transaction is more fees than a university application. You can't even breathe without a surcharge. Oh, you wanted that air-conditioned air? That's extra. Corporations don't just shake the trees anymore. They've got a whole orchard of excuses. They call it business strategy. They don't even hide it. They say, we're optimizing revenue streams. Translation, we're figuring out new ways to take your money without you noticing. You pay a bill now, and it feels like decoding the Dead Sea Scrolls. Line after line of hidden costs, administrative fee, activation charge, a mandatory service tax. You're paying more to pay them, and it doesn't stop at stores. Every industry has its own way of milking you. Airlines, for example, they're the masters of financial gymnastics. You buy a ticket, but that's just the beginning. You want to choose a seat, pay. You want a bag, pay. You want air. Breathe fast, they're charging by the inhale, and they call it a cart pricing. No, it's robbery with paperwork. Then they tell you, oh my, appreciate your business. Appreciate it. You should, I'm funding your entire fleet. And hotels, don't even get me started. You book a room, and it looks like paradise online. You check in, and suddenly there's a resort fee. For what? The ice machine, you're paying to exist. You use the mini bar, and suddenly you owe them your firstborn. They'll even charge you for the little soaps you never open. It's like being mugged by a smiling concierge. Everywhere you go, they've invented new ways to charge you for things that used to be free. You go to the movies, you pay for the ticket, then for the popcorn, then for the drink, then for the butter on the popcorn, then for the refill. By the end, you've spent more on snacks than the movie cost to make. And they justify it. It's an experience. Yeah, the experience of bankruptcy. Even coffee shops got in on it. Coffee used to be simple water, beans, cup, done. Now it's like ordering a customized space mission. Do you want that with foam, no foam, extra shot, half shot soy milk, almond milk, oat milk, or the milk of human tears? By the time you finish ordering, you've spent $7 and aged 3 years. And you walk out thinking, this was worth it. No, it wasn't. Your wallet's in your pocket going, buddy, we could have brewed this at home for a dime. And the best part, they make you feel cool for spending. That's the genius of marketing. They turn consumption into self-expression. You are what you buy. Oh, really? Then I guess I'm a confused mix of clearance items, discount groceries, and instant noodles. They make you think you're building your identity through products? No, you're just funding someone else's yacht. Even your phone bill, it's a scam disguised as progress. Every year they come out with new plans, new rates, new unlimited deals. You think you're winning. I got unlimited data. Yeah, until you actually use it. Then it's unlimited up to a limit. They've turned the word unlimited into a legal loophole. You could call customer service and they'll talk to you for an hour without ever saying anything real. It's like being gaslit by a robot. And those ads, they're everywhere. Billboards, buses, magazines, TV, radio, even your mailbox. You can't escape them. They follow you like gnats. You're sitting at home minding your own business and suddenly you hear a jingle in your head. That's not entertainment. That's corporate hypnosis. They've programmed your brain to hum about products while you're in the shower. You ever catch yourself singing about laundry detergent? Yeah, that's how deep they've got you. They don't even need your permission anymore. They rent space in your subconscious. You know what's funny? They sell luxury as if it's a personality trait. You're not successful unless your shoes cost rent money. You're not classy unless your watch could pay off a small country's debt. It's all about showing off. But the irony is, half the people flexing are broke. You've got folks wearing designer clothes, eating instant noodles in them. That's the new status symbol, poverty and style. They've made us all actors in this big, dumb commercial where the goal isn't happiness, it's illusion. And let's not forget those exclusive memberships. Every company wants to trap you in a loyalty program. They make it sound special. Join our elite club! Oh yeah, the elite club of people being charged monthly to feel important. You pay them to keep buying from them. That's like tipping someone for stealing your wallet politely. And they throw in points. Oh, points, the adult version of stickers. Collect 10,000 points and you'll earn a free coffee. Sure, after spending $800, they've gamified robbery. They've even made holidays about spending. Used to be you celebrated with family, food, laughter. Now it's all about the sale. Christmas, buy. Valentine's Day, buy. Halloween, buy. You can't even enjoy a Sunday without an email yelling, a flash sale. It's exhausting. They've replaced emotion with promotion. And the saddest part, we've started doing it to ourselves. We've internalized the hustle so much that when we're not spending, we feel guilty. You ever feel weird walking out of a store empty-handed, like you owe them something? That's the conditioning. You've been trained to think buying is participating in society. That if you're not spending, you're not contributing. Meanwhile, your wallet's screaming, contribute to me for once. We live in a world where being broke isn't a financial condition anymore. It's a marketing opportunity. They'll sell you a course, a book, a podcast about how to manage your money. Yeah, usually hosted by people who already have yours. They sell solutions to problems they created. That's the real genius. They make you broke, then charge you for advice on how not to be broke. And the corporations, they keep smiling. They call it innovation. Every time they raise prices or cut quality, they call it strategic. You buy a bag of chips and it's half air, half crumbs. They say new design. Yeah, a smaller bag, same price. Very innovative. But here's the thing your wallet deserves better. It deserves a rest from being shaken, squeezed, and manipulated. It deserves a break from fake deals, false promises, and emotional blackmail disguised as advertising. Because when you finally see through the game, it's not just your wallet that wins, it's your sanity. The day you stop falling for it, the day you stop chasing limited time offers and exclusive memberships, that's the day you actually get rich. Not in your bank account, in your peace of mind. That's when your wallet finally breathes and says, thank you, I can rest now. You ever stop and think about how your wallet has been working harder than you have? Yeah, that little lump of leather that lives in your back pocket or purse. It's been through more than you realize. That poor thing's seen more action than a Vegas slot machine. It's been swiped, squeezed, tapped, folded, scanned, and stretched more times than your patience at the DMV. And every time you think, well, at least I'm making money, your wallet's whispering, buddy, I'm the one losing it. Your wallet's got mileage on it, real mileage. It's been dragged to work, to stores, to restaurants, to gas stations, to that coffee shop where you spend $5 on caffeine just to stay awake enough to go back to work. It's tired, man. That wallet's been working triple shifts. It's been the middleman between your impulse control and your delusions of affordability. It's been carrying your financial sins like a leather confessional. You think you're tired from working? Your wallet's the one doing the heavy lifting. It's hauling around every bad decision you ever made. Receipts for stuff you forgot you bought. Loyalty cards from places you don't even go to anymore. Coupons that expired during the Bush administration. It's like a time capsule of poor judgment. You open that thing and it's a museum of your own stupidity. Here's the ticket stub from that movie you didn't like, a business card from a guy you swore you'd call, and a wrinkled dollar that's clinging to life like it's been through the Great Depression. And it's always there, always ready, never complains. You pull it out, you open it up, and it just sighs. You can almost hear it, really. Again, it's like your wallet's been in an abusive relationship with your lifestyle. You take, and what does it get? Nothing. No spa days, no time off. You ever thought of giving your wallet a weekend? Maybe let it rest in a drawer with a little cucumber over its ID window. Let it recover from your constant swiping spree, because that thing's exhausted. You ever feel that bump in your pocket when you sit down? That's not money, that's guilt. That's your wallet pressing against you, saying, hey, pal, maybe skip the fries today. I'm dying here. And it's right. You keep feeding everyone else. Restaurants, stores, gas companies, the electric bill. But you never feed the one thing that's been starving for years, your own financial peace. You ever notice how every time you open your wallet, it's like a bad magic trick? Poof, it's gone. You put in money, you close it, you open it again, and somehow it vanished. You didn't even buy anything yet, and it's already empty. That's the kind of sorcery your wallet's had to deal with. You put your paycheck in there, and it escapes faster than a convict in a tunnel movie. And receipts, let's talk about those. Why do we keep them? You got receipts in your wallet older than your friendships. You've got one from a gas station that doesn't even exist anymore. You hold on to it like it's a family heirloom. Maybe I'll need it. For what? In case the IRS wants to know what kind of muffin you bought in 2003. The only thing those receipts are good for is making your wallet look like it's stuffed with cash when it's actually just crumpled regrets. And then there's always that one card, the one that doesn't work. You know the one you keep swiping like it's on life support. You act like if you swipe it just right, at the right angle, it'll magically approve. Oh, maybe if I cover the chip with my thumb, it'll trick the machine. No, buddy, it's not the angle, it's the balance. That card's screaming, stop using me, I'm dying. But you keep going because denial's cheaper than therapy. You ever notice how your wallet gets fat only when you're broke? Yeah, the irony of life. When you've got no money, it's full of everything else, loyalty cards, expired coupons, a library card you haven't used since Clinton was in office. You finally get paid, and suddenly it's thin again. All that paper was just padding for your disappointment. It's not a wallet. It's a diet plan for hope. You ever pull out your wallet and pretend to look for money just to buy time? You know, when someone asks you to chip in for something and you start flipping through receipts like you're decoding the Rosetta Stone. Man, I thought I had a 10 in here somewhere. Yeah, sure you did. Your wallet's in your hand laughing at you. Nice acting, pal. Maybe next time we'll afford honesty, and let's talk about loyalty programs, the biggest scam in history. Every store's got one. Would you like to join our rewards club? Oh, sure. Let me join a club that rewards me for spending money I don't have on stuff I don't need. Your wallet's already choking on the last 7 of those cards. They should call it what it really is, the Stockholm Syndrome Society. You think you're special because you've got a little card that says, Gold member. The only thing gold about it is the money they got from you. Remember when wallets used to have character, you'd see a guy's wallet and it told you about him. A photo of his family, a lucky coin, a faded picture of a dog, maybe even a note from his kid. Now it's all plastic, all cold, digital, lifeless plastic. Your wallet used to be sentimental. Now it's just a storage unit for your corporate membership cards. You used to carry memories. Now you carry microchips. And even that's getting outdated. You go to pay, and half the time you don't even need your wallet anymore. Everything's cards and screens and invisible transactions. Your wallet's been demoted. It's sitting in your pocket like an unemployed factory worker. I used to matter, man. People used to need me. But hey, technology's marching on. Now you just tap your card, wave your phone, blink your eyes, and boom, transaction approved. And your wallet's there, whispering, remember me. But let's face it, no matter how advanced the world gets, the wallet still carries one thing nothing else can. Shame. That's right, the universal currency of adulthood. That feeling when you open it up and there's nothing but air and lint. You look down into that empty space like it's going to start echoing. You hold it up to the light just to make sure there's not a secret compartment. Nope, just you and your poor choices. And you know what's cruel? Even when you do have money, it never feels like enough. You pull out a stack of cash, feel powerful for 2 minutes, and then realize most of it's already spoken for. Rent, bills, groceries, the mysterious, miscellaneous category that somehow eats half your income every month. Your wallet doesn't even get to enjoy the money it carries. It's like a taxi for cash. It picks it up, drives it around for a while, and drops it off somewhere else. You ever think about how your wallet is basically the world's smallest therapist's office? It listens to all your problems, absorbs all your stress, and never says a word. You pour your financial anxiety into it every day. Please let this card go through. Please let this not bounce. Please don't let me look poor in front of the waiter. And your wallet's just sitting there, soaked in secondhand panic. If wallets could talk, Yours would be on Prozac. And then there's that one drawer we all have, the retirement home for old wallets. You can't throw them away because they feel personal. It's weird, right? You've got a pile of retired wallets sitting somewhere, each one filled with memories or receipts, which is basically the same thing. They're like old pets. This one was with me when I got my first job. This one survived the rent increase of Hunai. This one died in the washing machine. You've got more emotional attachment to your wallets than half your relatives. And let's be honest, no one actually knows where their money goes. You look at your paycheck, you look at your wallet, and somehow there's a missing chapter in between. You swear you didn't spend that much. You go through your receipts, and they all look innocent enough. 5 here, 12 there. Yeah, it's the death by 1,000 lats. Your wallet's been bleeding slowly, and you're the one holding the knife with whipped cream on it. You ever think about how absurd tipping culture is? You go out, spend money, and then they ask for more, and they make you feel bad if you don't do it. The receipt comes, and your wallet starts sweating. Oh no, not this again. You start doing mental math, trying to calculate 15% like you're defusing a bomb. You finally scribble down a number that looks generous, but won't bankrupt you, and your wallet whispers, was that worth it? Probably not. It's funny. People think of their wallets as symbols of wealth, but really they're symbols of exhaustion. They represent every compromise, every sacrifice, every moment you had to say yes when you wanted to say no, every time you got paid and the money disappeared before you could even enjoy it. Your wallet's been the middleman between your ambition and reality. It's been standing in the line of fire, taking hit after hit, while you just keep feeding it more cards and false hope. You ever notice how your wallet feels heavier right before payday? That's the weight of expectation. That's not money, that's anxiety. It's like it knows what's coming. Payday hits, and your wallet gets a momentary burst of joy. Finally, I can breathe again, and then rent, groceries, gas, life, gone. Back to wheezing. It's like a patient on oxygen. And the truth is, your wallet isn't just tired, it's traumatized. It's been living paycheck to paycheck just like you. It's been a witness to every broken promise you've made to yourself. Next month, I'll save more. This time I'll budget. Yeah, sure you will. You and your wallet both know better. Maybe it's time to give it a break. Let it rest for a while. No spending, no swiping, no stress. Let it breathe. Let it recover. Maybe even give it a little thank you. Because if that thing could talk, it'd probably say, buddy, I've been carrying your life around for years. The least you could do is carry your own weight for a change. Because when you think about it, your wallet's not just holding your money, it's holding your story. Every worn edge, every faded mark, every crumpled receipt, it's all proof that you've lived, you've tried, you've survived. And if that's not worth a vacation, nothing is. You know what nobody ever tells you? When your wallet takes a vacation, your mind finally gets one too. Yeah, because your brain has been running a 24-hour finance department your whole life. It's been filing mental invoices, tracking imaginary budgets, and juggling anxiety about bills like a circus clown that never got paid. You wake up thinking about money, go to sleep worrying about it, and dream about it in between. Your subconscious is running a calculator even while you're brushing your teeth. That's not living. That's mental accounting with body odor. And the crazy part is, most of us don't even realize how exhausted we are from thinking about money all the time. You're standing in line for a coffee, and your brain starts calculating, should I really spend $3.50 on this? That's like funds $200 a year if I do it every day. You're in the grocery store debating between brand names and store brands like it's a moral decision. You've got a PhD in overthinking price tags. You're living in a spreadsheet instead of a life. Your mind is just one big Excel file with anxiety formulas. When your wallet gets a break, when you stop swiping, spending, and chasing, your brain suddenly has space to do something it hasn't done in years. Relax. You ever notice how peaceful life feels when you're broke and okay with it?
Yeah.
There's a strange freedom in having nothing to lose. When you stop chasing more, you start seeing what's already there. You remember what the sun looks like without a glare bouncing off your car payment. You start to realize joy doesn't cost a dime, but boy, the world sure made it look like it did. Because everything's been turned into a transaction. Every feeling has a price tag now. You want love, buy roses. You want peace, buy candles. You want to feel important, buy a car that makes you look taller. They've monetized self-worth, and we all fell for it. You can't even meditate without someone selling you a mat, a soundtrack, and a subscription to Inner Peace. The world's turned mindfulness into merchandise. You can't be spiritual unless your outfit matches your yoga mat. But when your wallet goes on vacation, you stop buying symbols and start living experiences. You remember laughter doesn't need a receipt. Nobody ever laughed so hard they said, man, I wish I'd financed this moment. Happiness doesn't come in a box. It comes when you stop shopping long enough to notice the absurdity of it all. You can't hear the birds when you're too busy chasing the next upgrade. You can't feel grateful when your credit card is vibrating like a slot machine. And let's face it, we're not living anymore, we're maintaining. We're all on a treadmill powered by our own insecurity. You work to make money, then spend money to feel better about working so much. It's a loop. You buy expensive clothes to impress people who don't care. Drive to a job you hate to pay for a house you're never home to enjoy, and wonder why your soul feels like it's on clearance. The whole system runs on convincing you you're one purchase away from fulfillment. But you never get there because the finish line keeps moving, conveniently located in the next ad, the next sale, the next upgrade. You ever notice how your brain feels lighter when you stop shopping for a week? You stop checking prices, and suddenly your thoughts start breathing again. You're no longer thinking in dollars and cents. You're thinking in moments and meaning. You stop worrying about affording happiness and start creating it yourself. Because once you stop buying to fill the emptiness gets bored and leaves. People think giving your wallet a vacation means saving money. No, it means saving your sanity. It means reclaiming your attention, your peace, your ability to enjoy a sunset without wondering how much it would cost to own the view. It means you finally stop asking, can I afford it? And start asking, do I even need it? That question alone could cure half the world's stress. Most of what we call needs are just cleverly marketed wants with better PR. And the funniest part, once you stop spending, you realize how cheap happiness really is. A walk, a conversation, a stupid joke. These things don't cost a dime, but somehow they're the things you miss the most when you're chasing bills. Nobody looks back at life saying, man, I wish I bought more phone cases. It's always the little moments that matter. The kind that never showed up on your credit card statement. When your wallet gets some rest, your mind starts detoxing from the addiction of more. You start noticing how quiet the world is when you're not being bombarded with price tags. You start feeling lighter, like your soul just unsubscribed from something. You remember how to live without constantly comparing. You don't need the latest thing because you realize you were fine 2 versions ago. That's freedom. Real freedom isn't having everything, it's not needing it. And you know what else happens? Your creativity comes back. When you stop using money to solve problems, your brain wakes up and goes, oh, right, we can think. Because spending dulls imagination. Why fix something when you can buy another? Why create when you can consume? You end up paying for convenience until you forget how to live without it. But when the wallet rests, the brain stretches. You start making things again. Meals, ideas, louder, connections. You start using your time instead of your card. Remember being a kid. You had nothing, but you had everything. You could play with a stick for 3 hours and call it an adventure. Now you've got a house full of gadgets and you're bored in 10 minutes. What happened? Somewhere along the line, we traded wonder for Wi-Fi. We replaced imagination with shopping lists. We turned fun into functionality. The wallet took over and the heart clocked out. So maybe, just maybe, your wallet needs to go away for a while so your soul can come back. Let it sit on a beach somewhere imaginary, sipping on a pina colada made of savings while you figure out who you are without it. Because your wallet's been your personality for too long. It's defined your status, your comfort, even your confidence. But none of that's real. Confidence bought is confidence borrowed. The moment the money's gone, so is the illusion. You ever notice how much calmer you feel after paying off debt? It's not just the numbers, it's the noise disappearing. Your mind gets quiet because it's not being chased anymore. That's what happens when your wallet gets a rest. The pressure lifts. You stop hearing that constant hum of, you're behind, you're late, you're not enough. You start breathing again. You start living again. And look, I'm not saying money's evil. You need it. You've got bills, responsibilities, and that one friend who always orders the expensive appetizer to share. I get it. But money was supposed to be a tool, not a therapist. You were never meant to measure your worth in digits. Somewhere along the way, the tool started using us. We became the product. The moment you stop playing that game, you win. Even if your wallet's empty, you start seeing beauty in things you never noticed before. The way a quiet morning feels. The sound of laughter that doesn't come from a screen. The feeling of being content, not because you bought something, but because you didn't have to. When your wallet goes on vacation, your mind stops renting happiness. It starts owning it. You know what's funny? People think simplicity means sacrifice. Oh, you're not buying stuff. You must be struggling. No, I'm resting. I'm detoxing from the circus. I'm remembering what it feels like to be human instead of a consumer. And it's weird at first because the world doesn't know what to do with you when you stop playing the game. You stop chasing and suddenly they treat you like you're missing something. But you're not missing. You're free. You can finally sit in silence without checking your pockets. You can finally walk past the store without your pulse going up. You can finally look at your bank balance without that sinking feeling in your gut. That's not poverty, that's peace. And maybe, just maybe, that's the revolution we've been waiting for, not one with banners and protests, but one where people just stop. Stop buying what they don't need. Stop chasing what doesn't matter. Stop feeding a machine that doesn't care. Because when you stop, it stops. And that's power. The moment you stop giving them your attention, their control slips away. That's when you start living your life on your own terms, not theirs. So let your wallet rest. Let it take a well-earned break from the madness. Let it lie flat and silent without cards or cash or guilt. Let it breathe, because it's carried too much, not just money, but your fears, your hopes, your validation. And when it's quiet, you'll hear something you haven't heard in a long time. Yourself. That's when you'll realize the best investment you ever made was the moment you stopped spending to be happy and started living to be whole.